Pete and Debbie are rapidly approaching middle age.
Why does it say 38 and not 40?
Because your mom wants to be 38. Let's not mention it again.
But Pete is desperately trying to save his record label.
We sold how many?
612.
There's no zeros after that?
So their family, careers, and finances all get tested.
And you get so mad at me.
Oh my
I feel like you want to kill me.
I do want to kill you.
In This Is 40.
Hello, I'm Liz.
I'm Sean.
And I'm Brenna.
And we're here today to discuss This Is 40, the pseudo-sequel to Knocked Up, starring Leslie Mann and Paul Rudd. We've all just seen it.
So I can pretty much sum up this film with one scenario. You know when they have like that really gorgeous person who's like, oh God, I look ugly, or oh, I'm so fat, and you just hate that. It's like so obnoxious. You're like, shut up, you're fabulous. That's kind of this entire film. People who have it all who are complaining about things that it's just off.
It's a disappointment, especially for Judd Apatow. This is really showing signs of wear. The second half of Funny People was getting a little slow, and then some of his productions of late, like Wanderlust and 5-Year Engagement, they're just not up to snuff.
Well, I love funny people. I'm one of the 8 people in this world who loves funny people. But I think that the couple, the Paul Rudd and Leslie Mann couple, is one of the best parts of Knocked Up. And I thought that that relationship was rich for something to bounce off of and to create a whole new film, this pseudo sequel that we have here. It seems silly, but there's a scene in Knocked Up where Leslie Mann says to Paul Rudd,
I like Spider-Man.
Okay, so let's see Spider-Man 3 next week.
I don't want to go see it now. I don't want to have to ask you to ask me. I want you to just come up with it on your own.
And I swear, I've talked with girlfriends over and over about this scene, and this scene is reflective of so many problems in relationships that women want them to see Spider-Man 3 with them. And so I was really excited about this movie, but yeah, just very lacking and very self-obsessed, unfortunately.
There's no growth from that. I think that's what it really is. Those scenes from Knocked Up, this really just feels like it just took those scenes and bloated them to a 134-minute movie on its own. They don't really move anywhere from where they did in Knocked Up.
She still wants him to want to see Spider-Man 3 with her.
And there's that scene also in Knocked Up where she goes to the club and she can't get in the club because she's too old.
Right.
I mean, that's the entirety of this movie, and nothing else happens.
I forgot about that. That is an exact replica of a scene in this movie.
And so it's like, what is Judd Apatow trying to say with this movie that he hasn't said already with these same characters in another movie?
Yeah, there's no real conflict. There's no actual resolution. They're trying to have this sort of, and they live happily ever after ending, but it feels like all the other times where they just stopped fighting for 5 minutes. So it feels like a non-resolution.
It doesn't feel like a fully polished screenplay, which you would expect someone with the talents of Judd Apatow to be able to do. Right. It's tough to relate. I mean, it doesn't really seem like they ever have a genuine conversation about some of the events going on in the movie. If we're having financial difficulties, why are we going on the vacation? Later on in the script, what do you mean we went on a luxurious vacation and didn't have any money? The events never come into play.
Well, money doesn't have any weight, and actually these real-life problems don't have any weight. I think that's the issue with the script, is that it's supposed to explore being 40. It's supposed to explore the banality and the monotony of being older, but you never dip into that.
I need you to look at something.
Can we just keep the small shred of mystery in our relationship?
I saw you have babies. Payback time.
These characters are still sort of Judd Apatow shticks.
It really feels like shtick, and that's sort of what falls into Apatow feeling a little tired here. Give me something new. It just feels like they're going through the motions. They said, hey, we've had successful pictures before with these actors. Let's just make the same thing over again.
Although I find it very implausible for Jason Segel as a personal trainer, especially after seeing, the full Monty and Forgetting Sarah Marshall. I see his little pudgy tummy, and
he just transforms other people. He doesn't have to transform himself.
Bodies by Jason.
Exactly.
His name is even Jason.
It is
Just
Jason.
because it's just him.
Yeah, he's not acting. He's just there.
But, Albert Brooks is in the movie. I think he's refreshing just to see him because we don't see enough of Albert Brooks.
Claire wanted a baby. If we didn't at least try, she would have left me. She was 45 years old. Nobody thought it would take. The doctor, when we're doing in vitro, was winking at me like, don't worry, don't worry. We were very unlucky. And now we have these 3 beautiful children.
But I really enjoyed Leslie Mann, but that's just because I'm a sucker for Leslie Mann. Everything she says, I feel like at one point during a horrible fight I've said.
Yeah.
And so that's why I like her, as being reflective of neurotic women. But this is all under the direction of our beloved Judd Apatow.
Beloved?
I love him. I'm very sad about this movie.
I don't know why he even cast Paul Rudd. He should have just done it himself because it's his wife and his kids is the main family. The odd one out is Paul Rudd.
It's missing a point of view. What is he saying about these scenarios? What is he saying about what we assume to be his personal life experience?
And there really isn't that much discussion about even being 40. Like, it starts off with, oh, I'm not really 40, I'm 38. Oh, I lie about my age, and that's pretty much it. You know, other than that, the main problem doesn't seem to be aging. It seems to be their conflict about money.
But it seems like we're getting a little tough on this movie. I didn't hate it. I thought that there were some genuinely funny moments in the film.
There were. I thought it was actually a quite funny movie. It just got tedious because of the amount of conflict scenes in the film. But there were some, like Melissa McCarthy was fantastic.
Right.
And we had a lot of great one-liners.
This features some talented performers and a few funny moments, but This Is 40, like its characters, proves that the Judd Apatow formula is beginning to show signs of age. Stream it.
Despite the few funny moments, the wealthy white people complaining about their money problems is just way too alienating. Stream it.
I found the movie tiresome, and I think it's probably going to be a disappointment for Judd Apatow fans. But maybe there's something I'm not seeing, and so for that, I'm gonna play it safe, and I'm gonna give it a stream it.
Ooh.
Stream it.
Cheers.
Colonoscopies.
And in a lot of ways, that scene doesn't make sense anymore because who in the hell wants to see Spider-Man 3?
I was gonna say that.
I want to see Spider-Man 3.